Did you go get COVID tests?
I just went over here in your neighborhood.
Get on the mic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
I ordered some.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah.
Did you buy one?
I bought one. They only had one pack. He goes, yeah, these are popular. But he goes, Eagle Rock's got like 20 of them. So I was going to go over after.
Oh, Eagle Rock.
Yeah.
I just ordered them online. I just ordered 3 boxes. What I thought was like, I was trying to think about the cost because I didn't know they existed until Brendan told me. I felt like a fucking idiot because we go get these COVID tests for $95 because someone we know, several people, it turns out, vaccinated people and unvaccinated people got COVID and we were around them. So we go to get the test. But I think that if I just got I didn't know they were that readily available. And I think if I just got them, like, I don't know what cost efficiency it would be because if I have them in the house, I'm going to use them. Yeah. Right. I'm going to freak out and be like, yeah, how often is that going to happen? I don't know. Could be a few $100s a year. Whereas if I got to go to the place, and have the experience, have the medical tech, have the panicky looking waits, if I do the urgent care thing and that's what I do, I'm not going to go that often.
Yeah.
Not that it's a money thing, but it's like a day, you're going to go spend a day doing a medical thing.
Well, it was funny. Like,
it took like 10 minutes. So.
We were up at like 8 a.m, and then there we are, hanging out on a street, like almost, in the old days, waiting for the liquor store to open. Yeah. And now we're waiting for the test results.
Yeah, they made us sit outside on Alameda. I mean, you could sit in there. We had masks on. But, it's not, whatever. I don't care. We're back in, it's back into high-level freak out because there's so many people that, don't want to get the vax or haven't had the disease or whatever. But, now that's just what we're going to be dealing with.
Yeah. It was glorious, though, because I was telling you, like, I'm going to the Sacramento Punchline tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm at that point where it's like, whoa, I really need these gigs, for more, not just money, but just for mentally.
Right.
And then, she comes out, and she looks at you, and she's like, number 2741, you're good.
Yeah.
And then there was that pause for a minute, like, like, it didn't seem right. And then she goes, oh, and you're good, too. And I was like, oh.
You're out a few bucks. You're all washed up.
But, yeah, I'm going to use those self-tests, which are rapid, 15 minutes.
Apparently, they're with negative results, they're 100% accurate.
Yeah.
And with positive results, they're a little less. I'm not sure what that means. That means if you do test positive, there's a small window, a margin there where it might not be correct.
Right.
But if you're definitely negative, it nails it every time.
Well, my buddy was shooting a rock video.
Yeah.
And they tested everybody.
Right.
And he got positive.
Yeah.
So they shut the shoot down. And then, like, 5 hours later, he went somewhere else and got tested, and it was negative. And he's like, oh, false positive. And the set was shut down.
So, but what happened?
So they didn't shoot the video, and he ended up doing it on a video an iPhone and making a kind of a...
But it was a false positive?
Yeah, it was a false positive.
I don't know. I'd made an appointment for the free one, and I just bailed on it. I don't think I'll get in trouble.
No.
What are they going to do?
Get in trouble.
Yeah. You get down here, because I didn't know if I was going to... I thought you were going to go, and then didn't know if you were going to go. And then I was just sort of like, it's a responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
So we figured it out. And we were around a lot of people that apparently got this fucking thing. And now I got, but they're all okay so far because they're vaccinated. But now I got, my manager's in town from New York. And she's like, I don't want to eat inside anymore. I'm like, all right. Yeah. So now we got to, it took me, I had to call in a favor to get a fucking table at Craig's because I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
And it's one of those places. It's like the local diner for Beverly Hills people.
Right.
Right. And the food's good. But for me, it's close to the store. But I don't know Craig. I don't know the guy. I'm not there 3 times a week with my rich family. I'm not a celebrity to that level. I've been there a couple times with Apatow. I think both times, or once with another guy who are Beverly Hill people. Yeah. Right. But I gotta get Ross to call up and see if he can hook me up. And now I got to cancel it like a fucking idiot.
Oh.
So now I'm going to be the mid-level celebrity that got in on a favor and canceled. So next time I go in, they're like, nope, Not you, buddy.
It's so funny to think about, like picking neighborhoods to live in.
Yeah.
And then you live in those neighborhoods for a long time and you establish the, hey, Dean, that old Cheers thing where
routine,
everybody knows your face.
Cheers. Yeah.
Because it's so gold because you walk in and they're like, yeah, table over there.
Right.
And that kind of stuff. And then if you move, you start all over.
Yeah, sometimes, right? I mean, I don't eat out that much. Like,
Right.
I'm not the guy that needs to sort of be like, there he is, we got your table ready. I don't give a fuck. That's like old man stuff. That's like Florida stuff. That's like small ego rich dudes, but it's not really.
No.
The truth is you just want good treatment, and if you eat at a restaurant a lot, why shouldn't you get it?
Right.
But I get that at Fish King.
I don't know. It is it is amazing to think about how vital it is to me. I eat out mostly because I would say about 70% of my work happens from being out.
Yeah, but you're not a cook.
No, I'm not a cook, but I'm saying also just being in the mix.
Yeah.
I remember, I would talk to people when I was getting somewhere in comedy, and they'd be like, well, I don't like to hang out. And I don't like to, I just want to be home, smoke weed, and play video games. And I was like, that's not how this town works.
Uh-huh.
I'll be on the patio at the store, or the 101 Cafe, or over in Los Feliz at Blue Bottle, and someone go, hey, I saw you at the store last night.
Right.
You were great. I got something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. But
Depends. Sometimes it's like, that guy's here again.
they're like, this guy's a loser.
Why is this guy here all the time?
He's here all the time.
Where's that guy again? Does he live here?
But then you start kind of getting free shit, too.
I know, but you've always been, but you were that guy with music, right? So everyone knows you because you've been hanging around one scene or another for like 30 years.
Yeah, 30,
right?
35.
35. So like you were like that guy in music. They're like, there's Dean. And then like once you got into comedy, like you got to be the there's Dean guy now.
Yeah.
All I know is when I first met you, I was like, who is this fucking guy?
Yeah.
Who's annoying me? He's always taking his helmet off.
That's still one of my favorite stories.
What?
It's just full circle, like not going to happen, man. And then now we're doing a podcast together. We talked about it on episode
you won.
1.
See, there you go. What's that guy doing here? Apparently, he's doing a podcast with you. Why is that guy hanging around? Because you're gonna take him on the road with you.
Maybe
It worked.
Maybe sell some tickets too. I'm at the Punchline this weekend.
Are you?
Yeah, Sacramento. Some good, pretty good ticket sales, except for the Friday late. Like no tickets, so like 8, which is weird.
Well, that's a big room for 8.
I know, right? Hey, 8 of us. Oh fuck!
Did we talk about the last time I see? Who was I talking about that with?
About what?
About that sack punchline? Was I talking?
Yeah, me. Whoever you did it with is sad. You took him over to
Cash Levy.
Yeah.
Cash Levy.
Take
I
him
think
on.
it all started with Pryor, man. Yeah. What?
We were down at the store for Mitzi's birthday, so it's 50 years of the Comedy Store this year.
Yeah. Did you see the set I did?
Yeah. So great.
It was like no, it's like, come on, you guys. Like, and Scotty was there, Mitzi's son, the oldest son. I was just like, she was a witch. She scared everyone. I used to wander around that, like when I was a door guy, man, you'd sit there and you'd be like, is she here? Oh, fuck. You just didn't even want to be seen.
Yeah.
Because what was the point of it? I got in. I was a non-paid regular. I didn't want her to see me. Why would I want her to see me? I wanted to be a regular, kind of, but I also knew I just wanted to keep working. I didn't want to I just want to stay out from her radar.
Right.
But I had to deal with her because I had to work with her. I had to work for her, and I was doing all that blow, and I did all kinds of jobs. I remember I had to drive John Mendoza and John Campanera to the fucking airport because she had the Comedy Store out in Vegas at the Dunes. I think
that's right.
And like one of my jobs, I was a door guy, but I was a phone guy, I was a lot guy. But like then, because I was living in Crest Hill and all we were doing was drugs and fucking her house up, I never paid no rent. But she kind of expected it. So you're sort of like working at the company store. You had to do the gigs.
Yeah.
So I had to go get her Chinese chicken salad at Chin Chin. Remember Chin Chin?
Chin Chin, yeah, salt.
Still there?
Yeah, I call it salt.
Is
Man.
it still there?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. You
But
eat there and you're like, all night you need water.
Yeah.
Salt.
This It's good Chinese chicken salad, though. Yeah. They do dumplings, right?
Great dumplings. They do it good.
But so like I'd just been up all fucking night, you know, and I'd probably just gotten to sleep when I realized I had to take those two fucking guys to the airport. They were going to meet me in the lot at the store, and they owned a Jeep, so you get the Jeep.
Oh.
So I'm like I'm dozing off, I'm sweating blow.
Oh.
You know, and then I get in the Jeep and they're like, "What the fuck is happening?" And I'm like, "Dude, just hang out a minute." And then I turn on the Jeep. There's no gas.
Oh.
So I had to drive these two guys with gas. They don't give a fuck. Campanera, Mendoza, they were like, "Fuck you. Who's this punk?" You know, that's how you get treated. You know, now I don't know what I don't know where Mendoza is, but Campanera's had a rough go of it. But nonetheless, that was sort of the scene. Then Mitzi would get in trouble. What happened with Angie? It's like, I don't know, man. What do you want from me?
I remember when I first got passed, because Sunday night, if people don't know, is called the Names Night. Once a year on Mitzi's birthday.
I never even knew about that.
Yeah, they would paint the new paid regulars' names on the wall. And it was one of the greatest days of my life ever. My name painted on the wall. But I remember when I first got passed, and you were like, yeah, when Mitzi was around, I would dodge her because I didn't want her to unpass me. Like you were passed, and then you'd be like, you're not funny, you're out, you know?
Who the fuck knows why? I mean, you know, she would put up with all kinds of shit from all of us. She knew that letting comics just run everything. That's the other thing about the store. Like, all of a sudden, there's real security people around, not just comics going like, I'm not going to deal with it. Yeah, the whole thing was crazy because she'd drive up, she had that parking space. Your whole world revolved around whether or not her fucking Jag was sitting there in that corner space or not.
Yeah.
You know, like if she's in the building, where is she? You know, do you have to seat her? Am I seating the room she's going to want to sit in? Or God for fucking bid, you sell her booth and then she shows up and you got to go tell the fucking idiots who, you know, tipped you $30 that you got to move. The queen is here.
I love how that fucking thing, like, I guess Sam invented that. Sam, you know, the tipping. But,
Sam?
I don't know. Somebody, I heard Sam, like.
Kinnison?
Yeah.
What? You mean he invented doorman tipping? I don't know. I think that's been around since the beginning of doormen.
Well, no, the way that I heard that they would do it was like, he would come out, you know, where the people were there, and he would hand the other guy a 20. Here's your cut. They tipped us in front of the next people. So they would get the idea, oh, we got to tip him for a better table.
So that was it. Oh, I get that. So that's just part of his hustle. But the tipping thing, it got ridiculous, man. Because these people back then, I think there were 2 shows in the main room on Friday and Saturday. At least on Saturday, they'd do 2.
2. Yeah,
and they'd pack it. But you know, these people would get online out there, and they'd be like first in line. They'd walk in, and we'd start to walk them to a table in the back. You know, that back section.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What's going on down there?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know, those are reserved." Like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know, just take a little extra. I never had the disposition for it.
Yeah.
I had a hard time taking people for a ride, but everyone else didn't give a fuck.
Well, it's amazing when you work for tips. I've always said where I've watched it completely take artists out of the game.
Yeah.
And, you know, so say they're working there, or they're a waiter or a bartender, and they start getting these tips, and then you go, hey, dude, I got a show Friday night. You want to do it? And they're like, that's like a $500 night. And they just slowly get rid of their dream over these tips.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? You know, in the big picture, you know, maybe they did the right thing.
Right.
Who the fuck, you know, you want to be dragged by your dream for the rest of your fucking life? Who has that kind of courage? I mean, it only works out for 4 people out of 100.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you know, what happens to those people that don't know when to stop, or they, you know, they go all in and it doesn't work out? It's fucking tragic. So it takes a certain disposition, you know, to give up that sense of security. I never thought twice about it because I'm just like, I'm an idiot. Yeah. And, you know, money, you know, I don't think about money that often. I have always needed money to survive, but like it was never my drive. I just needed to do this thing. It wasn't even about entertaining necessarily. I was just compelled. But some people, when they ask me for advice, I'm like, get out. Seriously.
Well, I told you that's what those 2 dudes told me on their car ride home. Like a road trip. They're like, hey, dude, just get out now. And I was like, what? Fuck these guys, you know? But yeah, you know, it's a tough thing when people ask me, what should I do? And I was like, well, I don't know. I'm 55 and I haven't made it. So why are you asking me? You know?
Yeah, but but now it's like, how do you enjoy your fucking life? My friend, I don't know, you see people get sick, people die, and all of a sudden you start to realize like that's, we're in that zone now, like it starts to happen. And it's like, am I doing, despite success or whatever I think winning is or whatever I think I need to do or however hard I'm being on myself, I mean, do I appreciate the fucking life I'm living?
Right.
Because honestly, I'm so fucking filled with anxiety and I'm always like tweaked out and I'm always chasing my own ass and I don't have to be. I'm doing what I like to do. I like to sit around, read a book, cook, go out, hike up the mountain, play some guitar. I mean, this is what I do. I could totally see why retirement is fine. Like, because I don't think in those terms. Like, I'm not going to go, travel the world.
Yeah.
That makes me nervous. I could do that now.
Yeah.
But I do like just, cooking. Like, I don't mind, like, if I go get a whole chicken and it turns out good, it's a fucking great day. I got a porterhouse the other day because I got a craving for meat. And I didn't know how to cook it, like in a pan correctly. So, porterhouse is the one with the two sides.
Yeah,
It's got the filet on one side and the New York on the other side.
And you're cooking in a pan?
I did it in a pan.
Wow.
But there's a way to do it. Like, I didn't know, and I think I fucked it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But, sometimes you got to take a hit. You can take a hit on the first couple steaks, but there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Like, when you buy them, when you get them at, like, Peter Luger's, or you get it high end at the Palm or whatever.
Yeah, Ruth Chris.
It comes out cut on either side. That's how it's cooked. Like, I looked up Bobby Flay's got a recipe where you heat that fucking pan up real hot, put the oil in, take the whole porterhouse, salt the fuck out of it, put one side down for like 4 minutes, brown it, take it out of the pan, cut the actual pieces of meat off of the bone, slice them horizontally like that, like 1.5-inch slices, arrange it back in the pan, brown side up, put some slabs of butter over it, right? And then stick it in the fucking broiler for 3 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
And, on a piece of foil?
No, in the pan.
Oh, just in the pan,
put
in the
it back
broiler.
in the pan.
Wow.
And I think you got to keep that pan hot for when you put it back in. I don't know. Mine overcooked a little bit because I fucked up.
I fucked the salmon up last week. I don't know what I'm doing. Some guy got me fresh salmon from Alaska.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I thawed it.
Did he bring you the whole fish, or he just like
it was all they cut them all up and froze them for him to fly home.
Yeah.
So he brought me like a trunk.
Whole piece?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And so I, thawed one out, and I think I called you, but I don't know. I put it in the pan.
Oh, salmon emergency number?
Yeah. And it just tasted like shit. Because I don't know. I had it in there too long or something.
I'm so sick of fucking salmon.
Oh, God, I love it.
Yeah, I'm done with it, though, dude. You don't know how much fucking fish I eat. And I get to a point where I'm like, fuck this. Fuck it. I'm going to get a porterhouse. And I got a goddamn tomahawk steak in there. Yesterday, I was at Whole Foods. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to eat this porterhouse. And I'm going to buy this tomahawk just because it looks good.
Yeah. But Richie went to Boa and got a tomahawk. Richie at the store.
Yeah.
And then he brought the giant bone to the store for Gertie.
Yeah.
So Gertie's at the store. The bone's longer than Gertie. And she's over there like...
dragging it around.
She's dragging it around. She's looking at people like, help me with this. She's actually looking at people like, hey.
Yeah.
And
I'm in trouble here.
She went to town on this tomahawk bone while I was on stage the whole time.
That's nice. Bones are okay for him.
Yeah.
Fucking Sammy, he'll eat anything. You can't train cats, and I don't like my cats are all over everything. They're on the counter, they're in the food, they're preparing food with me, they're eating food off of my plate.
I seen it, breaking shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they broke that vase. Buster's not like that, but Sammy's a beast.
Dusty Hill died.
I know.
Fuck. That's
How did he die?
I don't know. A couple days ago, I saw ZZ Top was playing a show.
Yeah.
And Elwood, who's longtime Billy Gibbons tech, filled in on bass. Elwood, who's one of the funniest fucking guys and a wrestling freak, the wrestling with the mask on.
With Dolce, what is it called?
That stuff.
What's the matter with me? Yeah, go ahead.
So they showed him. He filled in on bass, and they said Dusty Hill couldn't play tonight, and Elwood's playing bass. And then the next night they canceled. And I was like, that's kind of weird. And I didn't think anything of it. And then boom, he's gone today, 72, man.
What was it?
Well, I don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear, but
that's like, it's weird. That's young for life expectancy now, but
right.
He lived it.
Yeah. Oh, he did. But fuck, man, it's like that's the part that sucks about our age. It's just starting to happen,
Yeah.
And my biggest fear is there's only 2 bands that have original members.
Yeah.
It's ZZ Top and Aerosmith.
Right.
That's it.
Really?
I mean.
Well, Bill's still alive. He just doesn't want to fly.
Right, but he's not. Yeah, he's not in there. Though.
Yeah. But he's not dead.
No.
I get it though.
But a band to be ZZ Top and be the 3 dudes since day one.
Yeah. Right.
Pretty wild.
Well. Oh yeah. I guess that's true. A lot of those guys are dead.
They're dead.
Did you already break this down? You already did the math on this, that they're the only 2 rock bands from that era
who
still have all the original. Yeah, I mean, you might be right.
I saw Aerosmith right before the lockdown in Vegas, and Joey Kramer was back because he was out for like 7 months. Say he was fucked up or something, but I was looking at him
old, dude.
Yeah, I know. And these guys, it's weird to think about Metallica. Just put those guys.
They're old too now.
Yeah, they're old, and they're playing crazy aggressive music.
Yeah, that's their death throes.
I know. Imagine how hard it is for them to get going.
That's all I can hear when I hear the new Bob Dylan record. I'm like, he's gonna get the last words eventually. He's gonna keep talking until they're his last words. Every album to me sounds like, well, he thought this one was it, I bet.
Yeah.
But they don't. They just keep going to stay alive. McCartney put out a new record. It's terrible. But
Is it?
Yeah, for me it is. But I didn't like that last Dylan record either. I'm not a Metallica guy.
Yeah.
But I think still, I'm still totally on board with that Stones record because I'm like, these guys know how old they are. They know what they're doing. For them to do a blues record, it seemed to make sense to me.
Yeah.
Act your age, but they don't. None of them do.
No. Metallica put out the last couple records were fire.
I don't, but I'm not the Metallica.
I know you're not into it, but I mean, it's pretty. They're great. Pretty crazy,
They're great.
Yeah, it's like, wow, this fucking record is smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just, it's funny. I just interviewed yesterday. I know you're not into this band at all. Night Ranger, the singer Jack Blades.
Oh yeah, I can't even tell you what's their hit.
That "Don't Tell Me You Love Me."
Oh yeah,
and they also had this one. You could still rock in America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah. That's not.
But my point
not
is
in my collection.
My point is though, they put a record out coming out this week, and I put it on. I was like, holy shit, this thing is rocking. So sometimes bands surprise you. Where I think they get to a level where there's no more record companies involved. There's no more people telling them what to do. And they make a record they want to make instead of a record company going, you ought to do all ballads or
sure.
You should do a covers record of blues stuff. You know?
When they get out from under the expectation. Right. I mean, it's nice, but it sounds like they're still doing what they do.
Yeah.
But also, sometimes, I don't know. Newer production methods still fuck things up.
Oh, well, we know that.
But I mean, it's not like the 80s where you're you have the drums sounded a certain way and it was cheesy.
Yeah.
But there's something about this kind of non-analog world we live in where, I didn't love that last AC/DC album, but what do I know? I didn't have love the last 10. Right. So, I'm the wrong guy to ask, but you can tell the production difference. Well, and that's again why I thought that Blue and Lonesome, it was that was straight up, dude. That was a band playing together, fairly and produced pretty minimally.
Yep.
It sounded like music's supposed to sound. You can tell, man, when people are playing together. If you listen to I noticed it the most on Lucinda's, Dirt Wheels.
Oh yeah, Car Wheels.
Car Wheels on a gravel. What is it?
Masterpiece.
Car Wheels. Yeah. But you could tell that band's playing together.
Yeah.
I mean, you could totally tell when bands are playing together and not fucking, phoning it in. And it happened more in the 70s and 80s, I think, than it does now. But I guess people track. Did you watch this fucking outtakes from the Sympathy for the Devil thing?
No.
Oh, man.
Well,
we got to check that out.
A new thing of it?
Yeah, it's on Criterion Channel, I think. Hold on.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that. I mean, I watched that old videotape they put out like 20 years ago where like Brian Jones is just nodding off in the corner the whole time.
Yeah, it might be like 2 hours of that.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, that footage is crazy. Because the way that they're getting that shit going, and then they're like, let's, and you're not really hearing what they're saying. Like, Mick back then was weird. He'd like rub his chin like an old cat.
Yeah.
And then he'd look at Keith, and Keith would kind of know. And all of a sudden, without saying anything, they would try a different tempo.
Right.
Or all of a sudden, it'd be like a waltz or something. You're like, what the fuck? This is wild shit, man.
Well, I saw like there was some footage floating around on Instagram of Mick singing the vocals alone in his booth for Sympathy.
Right.
And he looks jacked.
Oh, yeah. Super jacked on coke. He's just like, ah!
Yeah, because he's making funny coke faces.
Yeah, he had those coke faces going in the 70s hard. And he'd always say, like, all right.
Yeah.
Just all right, you know?
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck. I mean, I don't think I made this up. But, like, I don't know where I would look on this thing.
I got to see that.
Yeah, I mean... Shit, man.
You want to go see the Stones? They're coming here.
I don't know.
One more time?
Maybe.
Right downtown. I think we should go.
Right downtown? What do you mean right downtown?
At that SoFi or whatever, the soccer stadium.
Oh. Gimme Shelter backstage. Gimme Shelter outtakes.
Oh, yeah. What's it on? On Criteria?
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that.
This only says 6 minutes. I mean, there's got to be more than that, right?
Oh, yeah. That's probably just a trailer or something, right?
I don't know.
I was thinking about this today. I saw that yesterday was this Watkins Glen concert where it was the biggest, it was twice the size of Altamont.
Yeah. Oh, the Summer of Soul?
Not that.
Oh,
that's the one.
Black one.
Yeah, the soul one. This was Watkins Glen. It was after Woodstock, 600,000 people, and it's barely talked about. And it was the Dead, Allman Brothers, the band.
Yeah.
Biggest concert ever, like in the States. And the Dead played
Where
first.
was it? In San Francisco?
No. It's at this place, Watkins Glen, like upstate New York or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
And there's 3 bands?
3 bands, and the Dead opened the show. And then they closed the show, and it's known as like the biggest concert ever.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Anyway, it got me to think about
touring. You want to go big?
Yeah. I was thinking you, me, and Burr can go do a Watkins Glen. I can get about 30 people there.
I could get 400, and Burr has to pick up the other 570,000.
Oh my God! My point of it was it got me thinking like. Did you used to go to rock festivals? Because you don't seem like one of those guys. We talked about concerts you saw and everything. But, young, I went to the US Festival, which changed my fucking world. And Coachella many times was unbelievable.
Well, those didn't exist when I was a kid. But they used to have like there was one in New Mexico where it was like, I don't remember, like it was like Santana and War and some other, like. But there was that one, the Sunday Jam one, which was 5 bands.
Like Day and the Greens.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a festival.
Right.
But it was like you're at the stadium all day. But I didn't go to that shit, man. I went to see the Dead and Dylan in Anaheim, but that's just a stadium show, and I couldn't hear nothing, and I was on mushrooms. But like the Anaheim Stadium, because they got the speaker towers set up throughout, and if you're on mushrooms, it's already bouncing around.
Yeah.
So when you got speaker towers and you're that far away from the stage, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
It's like listening in a tin can. It's just bouncing all over the place.
Mushrooms is a gamble at a stadium concert. I did it.
Yeah, because of the sound.
Well, not only that, but I took some, and they were really strong.
Yeah.
And I was sitting down in Oakland Coliseum where the A's play.
Yeah.
And the stadium looked like it was doing this.
Pulsating?
Yeah.
Well, that's better than people turning evil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The melting face people.
And one of the greatest nights of my life ever was taking mushrooms on the Octung Baby U2 tour.
Oh.
That was probably one of those life-changing moments in my life of like, this motherfucker's an artist, you know? Like, they had this Joshua Tree thing, and they were this thing, and now he's the Fly, and I'm getting it. And the cars are flying over me, the Mini Coopers, and I'm pissing right in the crowd. I don't care. I don't want to miss any.
You're the peeing guy?
I'm just peeing. You know, when you're high, you're like, no one's looking because they're looking forward.
Sure.
I'm just pissing.
Sure. You probably pee in pools, too.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, man. That's half the reason I went swimming. But, you know, you two on mushrooms? Oh, my God.
I saw the Dead in Worcester on mushrooms.
Wow, man.
And it was 84. Oh. And, you know, I was deep enough in, but I just never, like, I couldn't believe it because they played Wharf Rat. You know, which is my favorite Dead song, you know, but I'll get back. And back then they would do a break and they'd just blow the lights out when they had that, all them singing at that thing, on my feet someday, you know, the good, you know, like, it was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It was one of those, I just got chills talking about it again. But I've had a couple of good experiences on mushrooms, but I don't, you know, I'm not like, I'm not one of these guys, you got to do it twice a year, clean the pipes. I'm good.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine you taking them right now. It'd be kind of cool for you and I to go out to that house that I get.
In the desert?
Yeah, and just take a gram, nothing big, a gram, and just fucking
sit.
Record it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Dude, I could just hear you like,
sweating?
What the fuck? I should have taken these.
No, I'd be like, are you thirsty? I'm thirsty. Let's just walk up to that thing. And then we get up there. I'm like, okay, let's walk back. I'm that guy.
Let's
like,
do it.
Yeah, no. And they're like,
no,
let's just go down to that rock. Okay, let's go back now.
Man, I think Christmas Eve we go out to the house.
I don't know how I could justify throwing away, you know, 22 years of sobriety.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's not really a drug. I forgot.
It's not really a drug. Mushrooms, not a drug.
It's not.
It's a fruit. It's a vegetable. It's
a fungus.
Yeah, come on, buddy. It's nature.
Did you ever have any bad trips?
Oh God, dude.
On mushrooms?
I've had bad trips on both.
Yeah.
Mescaline was, I think, the worst trip.
Yeah, I had a bad trip on mushrooms. I took too many.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, I took a couple grams.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. That's always a mistake with the mushrooms.
I went,
you got to wait it out.
Yeah. I'm going to go up to bed. Yeah. So I lay down and I wake up and the wall is opening and my bed's flying through fucking the wall space.
See, now, like if you were in the right state of mind, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
But you're fighting it.
I'm fighting it because I was sleeping. I wrote it off. Holy shit.
I don't...
Mescaline, you had a bad trip?
Well, I've had bad trips on things because I never really was able to embrace it totally. I was always a little panicky. But the good trips do stand out.
Oh, yeah.
But I had a bad trip in New York on mushrooms because I was living on the Lower East Side. And I don't know where I got them or why, but I did, and it was nighttime and I decided I'm just going to take a couple and go outside because that was always the plan for me. It's like, if you have hallucinogenics, go outside.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. You don't have a destination and just, if you're hanging out with people and you're all tripping, just get out and preferably during the day. But I took them by myself in New York at night and I was like, I went out and people were just just scary face, just mushroom scary faces. Just everybody was like glossy and freaky and too sweaty. And I was like, I got to go back home. And I just like shut myself in to my little apartment, my studio in Alphabet City and wrote it out.
Wow.
But, and then there was the mescaline trip. That was when I came home from, I guess I was at school and I came back and I took a microdot that some kid turned me on to and nothing happened. I was at this party. I waited hours. Jay Fegan gave it to me. And then I got home and I'm laying in bed and it just all of a sudden it's like the entire ceiling just twists into a kaleidoscope and I'm like just freaking out because I'm hyper aware. My parents are upstairs, and I'm like, maybe I should just go to the emergency room. And then all that was on TV all night was CNN at the beginning. There was no cable, right? So it was just that weird news channel that would repeat stories every 10 minutes. So I just turned that on. I think I jerked off like 4 times until I fucking fell asleep. Felt so shitty the next day. But every time I came, it was like Aztec pinball machines. Like,
pinball machines.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means, but I've said it before. But then I've had I've had some great trips with like groups of dudes.
So did I.
Like in one with my buddy Lance.
Yeah.
One day it was during the day, and we walked all the way down. We walked up from like Brookline and where we lived in Boston, all the way down to the Commons, and just all these moments when you're tripping, you're hyper aware, and everything seems to be something that's being planned for you. And we saw all this shit. And there was some sort of sting going on in Boston Commons with cops and a woman, a prostitute or something. Like they were using her as bait. We couldn't figure it out. And then there was like we get down to Faneuil Hall. And we stop. We're just looking at shit, and the rocks there. It's cobblestone, so when you're tripping, those really move.
Oh yeah.
So, but we stop at this oyster bar. We were just walking by, and I watched this guy shucking oysters, and I was like, "Oh no! I can see them taking their last breath."
Oh,
and then I remember we got down to the aquarium because that was the goal.
Yeah,
we're gonna walk all the way down and go into the aquarium, which is great.
All mushrooms.
Yeah, but I just remember we're standing in front of the aquarium. I swear to God, I've told this story before, but it's true. This old blind guy is walking up, towards the aquarium, and we're like, "Do you need help?" And he's like, "I need to. Where are the tickets for the whale watch?" And we just fell out. We're like, "What are you?" Come on, man. We're tripping, dude. You're blind.
That shit. Yeah, the whale watch. No shit. No.
I saw a seagull with a chicken wing in its mouth. That was sort of like the end of the trip. And that's where it landed. We saw the big tank at the Boston Aquarium, but then we walk out and there's just this fucking giant seagull with a garbage chicken wing in its mouth. I'm like, it's over, dude. It's over. That marks it. I tripped once all day. And I went on a first date with this woman, Sarah, who actually texted me to see Stop Making Sense when it first came out.
Oh, yeah.
And I was all beat up from tripping all day. And we were sitting way in the back, and I just met her. And that was our first date. And I was all fucking post-trippy. And I dozed off and farted.
I dozed off. Man, it's funny how a fart will wake you up. When there's like a chick around.
What's funny is you remember it.
Oh, my God.
Where are the good times? I don't know, man, but I remember farting on a first date, and there's no covering for it. No covering for it.
Oh, my God. I saw the dumbest funny video. Like, videos will crack me up on Instagram. You'll come across one.
Yeah.
But it was like a chick and a dude spent the night, and she's got like the Ring camera, the doorbell Ring camera, and he's all right, I'll talk to you later. And he closed the door. And then right when he closed it, he just farts for like a solid minute.
Wow.
And she's all, he's a keeper. Because he didn't fart in the house. It just said, he's a keeper.
Wow.
But it was like insane. It was like...
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've gone through periods of severe gas.
Yeah.
And, not anymore, though. I don't know what it was. Diet, stress, who knows?
Yeah.
Like
severe gas.
Yeah. I think it had something to do with the nicotine lozenges.
Oh, yeah. That shit speeds you up like
No, what's in it is that I think there's one of the talls, sorbitol, one of the things they used to cut blow with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That made you fart.
Yeah.
I think that's in the nicotine lozenges. Because I'm like a lot less. I put a lot of women through a lot of gas. It's amazing they put up with us. Because, would it go both ways?
No, fuck no.
Oh, wow. I've been with women and sometimes, but they're usually afraid to do it. But when they do it, you're like, wow, that's good work. That's impressive. Any fart that didn't come out of your ass, it's sort of like, wow, whoa. But okay, good job.
I still trip when I'm in the public bathroom, and that's what you're in there to shit or piss, and you hear a guy just farting like mad.
Like you think you might have to call 911 sometimes.
You're just like, is that coming out of your ass?
Yeah, dude. It's like I've been in those public stalls with the airport or something.
Oh,
like, holy shit! I was just like listening, like, dude, you all right in there?
Yeah. I'm 55, and nothing's funnier still to this day than a fart.
Oh yeah.
Just something about it.
It never gets old.
It doesn't.
It's always
Somebody's
surprising.
gonna laugh.
It's always surprising.
Oh
yeah. I remember when we'd go I'd go down. It was like after Thanksgiving. Like I remember being on the Mass Pike, coming back into Boston I'm trying to remember where would I have eaten. Where it's just like on holiday weekends, when you stop at a rest stop to go to the bathroom, it's just parades of people. I just noticed that everyone's driving home and they're just like unloading that holiday dinner.
Like, pull into this truck stop here.
Exactly. Well, there's select stops on the Mass Pike because once you're you're locked into the pay road.
Yeah.
You only got the one choices.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck. I did want to give a shout out here.
Yeah.
I got that John Mayer guitar, but I mostly
Does it make you? When you play it, does it sound boring?
Oh fuck you! Now you just do that shit to tell. Yeah, and you got these Marin people that are like, yeah, get him, Marin. And it's like, nah, man.
He's a great guitar player.
Yeah,
he's a nice guy, and people seem to like him. I don't really know what my particular problem is with it.
Well, I do. You're jealous like I was when I before I hung out with him.
Why am I jealous? I don't think I am jealous.
Yeah.
I get. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's a good topic in a way.
It is.
What? No, I mean I can be jealous of somebody, but not want what they have.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See, I mean, that's the weird thing. And it's not even bitterness.
Yeah.
Like, I got flack for making fun of Rogan for having the $100 million deal and saying, like, does anyone deserve that? I don't want $100 million.
Right.
I don't want the responsibility he has to maintain whatever that requires. But, there is something about, somebody getting something so profoundly outrageous.
Yeah.
In a good way for him.
Right.
But it's not that I want it. And do I feel like I got to poke the bear? Or with John Mayer, it's like, I know he's a great guitar player. I'd like to play guitar better. I don't want what he has.
Right.
So I think I don't know if it's jealousy or just being annoyed. I can't tell.
Mine wasn't never.
You know what I mean, though?
Oh, yeah. Well, mine was never jealousy. I always had the problem with the good-looking kid or the rich kid because they just...
Well, that's both me. I'm me on both accounts.
Oh. But you know what I mean? It's always like...
I wasn't the good-looking kid.
This fucking guy...
I wasn't that rich.
And then I realized later on, it's like, oh, yeah, it's just me. You know what I mean? Like... You could be good looking and still not get famous or also good at something.
But I think there's a fundamental sense when you get sort of focused on somebody else's perceived success.
Right.
It's that they don't have to suffer at all. Like you don't, so I'm always careful, when I feel that to realize like, well, there's got to be something that's difficult for that guy.
Right.
And also just maintaining, whatever it is you've achieved,
yeah.
To stay at a certain level. But anytime I'm jealous, I try to remember that they're just people and they have their own struggles. And God knows, being the guy who's like, got $100 million, I mean, heavy on the head, the crown. So like it, there's a way to humanize it.
Yeah.
But still, it's sort of like, do you want to be in the position? Like you can always I'm fine and I work hard and I make a good living and I'm all set. I'm good. Yeah. But there's still if you have a certain personality, you're going to be the fuck that guy. And I'm a bit of the fuck that guy. Now, does it come from insecurity? I don't know. I think it comes from not feeling like you've gotten enough. Right. Like, even though you have it, if you have that brain, like you're not good enough or you deserve more or, why didn't I get something? It's not specific to the person you're saying, fuck that guy about. It's really just going like, where's my thing? How come I'm not more famous?
Yeah.
How come and I guess that's jealousy, but it's not relative to them.
Not at all.
You don't want what they want. You just want more attention.
I think it's just human too. It's
for some humans.
It's just human. Yeah. But
it's annoying.
My thing was always I had it really bad against rich kids because I'd be around them and they would just have everything. And you're over there fucking working a shit job trying to get somewhere. They just got it easy. They're like, I'm gonna try rock and roll, and then that doesn't work, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna try acting, whatever. And their dad just funds it, and my flames would just come out of my goddamn skull. And I've kind of gotten
when you were in high school.
Just all the way up, probably till about
like yesterday,
10 years ago, or 5 years ago, actually. Yeah. And then somewhere, I think, like 5 years into comedy, because I was like, like in a Marin mode of like, oh, fuck that, And
you were?
Well, just more like if guys were like getting spots, but they weren't doing the work.
Well, but you have this weird kind of you have two concepts that play out. Is that, that no matter what, if you put in the work, you got it coming. You got something good coming. I put in the work. And the other thing is that somehow or another that there's some world in show business where it's a meritocracy and you're rewarded for just the fact that you've logged a certain amount of hours.
Yeah.
Which I'll tell you, that part of it doesn't exist.
I know. I know that doesn't exist. I know. Oh, believe me, I've been in it 35 years. I've been standing on wood for 35 years. I know it doesn't exist.
Standing on wood.
Yeah.
I've been sitting on stools for 20.
Yeah.
Before that, I was standing on wood.
There you go. But my point was, it was always that if the person didn't do the work but got shit, like you open it up and they're like, oh, this guy's at JFL. He doesn't even do open mics. You know?
I used to get that. I used to do that. But you know what's weird is
I'm over it now.
Well, it's not even that I'm necessarily over it. It's just some people are strangely talented.
Yeah.
And, they don't need to do the same system we did.
Right.
I mean, this idea of paying dues is relative to, I don't know what, if you want to, be, it's just, it doesn't always mean what we think it means. It's our life. We modeled our life on this idea that, you do the work, you pay your dues, you do the system, you spend this many hours, and, you do the Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours or whatever. Right. And that means that, you should have your shit together enough on a craft level to pull off the job. But, some people are fucking gifted, and who knows why? They don't always last. What I've learned is that if you keep an eye on the people that, you used to drive you nuts, is that they don't, in order to get delivered, you get your break. It's like, do you hold on to your break? Do you continue to do the good work? Very few people do.
Right.
So more times than not, and I'm not saying you should build your life sense of spirituality on some sort of a long game schadenfreude, but...
Long game schadenfreude.
Exactly. But I'm telling you is that like about half the time, whoever you're jealous about, eventually if you wait around long enough and you see him again, it ain't working out. And then you can be like, does that make you feel good or does that make you like them more? Yeah. And that's the real test of your humanity.
Well, you know what? I don't have that anymore. I threw it away right around when I was 50 years old. And I think it was at one of those Bon Scott tributes we were doing.
What are you chewing on,
Gertie? She ain't chewing on nothing.
All right.
Come here, Gertie. She's like, what?
It always happens with Sammy. I'm like, what are you eating? And you're like, a plastic?
Oh, yeah.
You idiot.
Gertie is a hunter, man. Whatever's on the ground.
So what's the difference between a hunter and a garbage collector?
I know. Look at her. Gertie. What are you doing?
Whatever's on the ground. That's not hunting, Dean.
No. She's like an aardvark, man. She just like sniffs the ground and then fucking seeks it out.
What were you saying when you were 50?
I was saying somewhere around, I think when I was 50, at one of those Bon Scott things, I realized this is fucking pretty cool. I've been doing this shit for 40 years or whatever. Yeah. And I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel that on a good day. The thing that I'm dealing with is that I think I have a level that I have to operate at a level of, I don't know if it's self-importance. I don't know if it's delusional or what. But in my mind, when I'm doing the work like I am now, doing these hours, trying to put together something, trying to reflect, how the world looks through me, that it has to be important. Like, I can't, like, if I just write a joke, I'll enjoy it for a couple of times, but then I get bored of it. So the thrust of what I'm saying has to be important, and I have to feel like it's going to solve some big problems.
Right. You're making a difference.
Yeah, globally, cosmically.
Yeah.
So, and if I don't have that, I don't know what I really have, but it's also ridiculous. I mean, I've done this long enough. Like, the last special, I'm like, this could probably, probably fix everything that's wrong with America, this special.
Well, it's funny.
There's part of me that thought that, that's revelatory.
I like watching you because now, it's gotten me to write totally different. And I was talking about, goddamn, these new jokes I got are pretty dense. I got to figure out how to make them funny.
Like, you're so happy. Like, I'm just sitting it, man. I'm sitting in the silence a little bit.
Yeah.
Taking my time. I watched Dean do the Mark thing. Just gonna wait it out.
Yeah.
Pace himself.
Yeah. Well, I like taking the experiment and trying it, and also figuring out, what am I saying with the bits?
Yeah.
What am I saying? Early on, I had the nuts to butts bit when I first started. It was big and funny. I had no idea you weren't supposed to sing on stage. That's hacky.
No, it's not hacky.
I know, but I mean, you know what I mean.
There's been some very, tell that to Bo Burnham.
Yeah,
dude, like, you can sing on stage.
But I don't want to.
Yeah.
But later on,
it's close with it though. You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's a big closer. Yeah.
Closer.
The Axl Rose nuts to butts, right?
Yeah. But and an all true story.
I know.
So then what I had to do was figure out, like watching you or watching, I said it before, Al Madrigal, and make these stories and figure out how to make them funny all the way through. So now I'm doing it, and I'm kind of restarting over again at 10 years. You know.
What a loss, Madrigal.
Yeah.
Gone. He's not dead. He's just like good dad dead.
Yeah. Well, he's got that fucking big TV deal now.
Does he?
Yeah, they just announced it. I don't know.
Oh, with CBS or something? Yeah.
Yeah, some big ass fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
That was all over the web.
It was? I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I knew it was in the works.
Well, you probably muted him.
No, I didn't. I knew it was in the works.
Yeah, I know. He told us about it when we went hiking.
Right. It's a TV production or TV writing deal?
That's a first look deal at, like, stuff he creates or whatever.
Oh, with CBS?
Yeah.
For him or for comedy?
For him.
Oh, yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
But that means he ain't going to do comedy again.
I think Al just likes having a lot of money and hanging out with his family.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
He got out.
He'll be back.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
You know what? Like when he's around 50 and the kids are a little older, he's like, I'm going to spin down to the club. It's like the clubhouse.
Yeah, I wonder if he will. I don't know. But like most people get out, dude. Like Danny said to me, like, you're the only veteran here. And I'm like, I'm the guy?
Yeah.
I'm the old guy here now?
Yeah.
How's that possible?
Yeah, Danny Lucas got his name on the wall. Sound man, 25 years.
Yeah.
Great.
I must have just missed him when I left in 87.
Yeah.
Because I realized the other night, I was like, I've been here 25 years. The first time, it's 35.
Right. 35 years you've been at the store.
35 years ago was the first time I walked into that place.
35 years.
Yeah, when I walk in that back hallway in the main room, I'm like, I was with Kit the other night. I'm like, oh, God. You don't know how long I've been doing this.
35 fucking years, dude.
No one does it that long there.
I know.
I was a
crazy.
kid. So that, like, is that correct, though? So I was a doorman in 1986, 87, right?
Wow.
So what is that? 87, 97, 2007, 2017? Yeah. It's about 35 years. I didn't stay there. Like I took. I got all fucked up inside a year, and then I was haunted by the place for decades.
Yeah. Still now.
Nah, I'm not. But I know when it lifted.
Yeah.
Like I literally used to get back there, and all that cocaine psychosis would just come back.
Wow.
Like I'd just be around the place. I'm like, I get it. The walls are talking. So.
I get it. Walls are talking.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. I know. It's me again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it took years. And like, I never got the name ceremony. I snuck in somehow.
Yeah.
Is that.
Did you get passed? Did she say you're passed?
Well, but you know what happened was, like, I was a non-paid regular, doorman, Jeep driver, get her chin chicken guy, fucking phones.
Yeah.
Just what I had God, whatever, man. So I was non-paid regular, and then I fucking lost my mind, and it was very public. She knew I lost my mind. She didn't give a shit. She was like, I think she made jokes about it because Kennison kicked my door in, and but I went away. So I went back to, I cleaned up for that first time in 87, and I went back to Boston, and then I came in that contest, 88, and I've been working professional comedy one way or the other since 88.
When you came back, was your name painted on the wall?
No. Here's what happened.
Yeah.
So, like, I would come in and out, but it was just, it was just creepy, man. It was just creepy for years. And then, like, in 95, I was working for Comedy Central, and I was at the Aspen Comedy Festival. 1995, I think it was. It might be fucked up. But I was a guy with a mic. I was doing shit for them.
Right.
And I think, is that true? I think this feels right. Either way, I was there, and she had flown out, and she was at a show. Mitzi was.
Wow.
Like she was, still like, somehow she brought all the darkness of fucking
Aspen.
decaying Hollywood to Aspen with her fucking feather boa and her, like it's like this, the energy swirling around her in Aspen.
Yeah.
And I saw her sitting there, and I was like, I got to do it. I got to go up. And I'm like, Mitzi, it's me, Mark Maron. Do you remember me? I lived in Crest Hill. Do you remember me? She goes, oh, yeah, I remember you. I'm like, can I be a regular? Can I work at the club? She goes, yeah, just tell, you can be a regular. And that's how I got passed.
Wow, in Aspen, you showcased.
At a table.
Yeah, at a table. I mean, I remember I wanted it more than anything.
I don't know if it weren't for Tommy and Duncan that it would have stuck. But go ahead.
I was there like 3 years, 7 days a week till 4 a.m, sometimes 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Club would just be open. The animals were running the zoo.
Yeah.
And so I was there 7 nights a week. I would just fucking try to get on any place, nonstop, any room there.
Yeah.
And then Tommy was sending me down like twice a year down to La Jolla. And also, I would be on stage in the belly room or something, and I'd see in the shadow somebody. I'd be like, who's that? I see someone, and it'd be him, kind of glancing and walk by.
Tommy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, working my ass off. And one time I went to La Jolla for the weekend, and I came back, and that kind of a thing was on Sundays when you came back from La Jolla. You'd go straight to the store and hang in the parking lot.
You wanted to do that thing where it's like, we all used to run like, was Mitzi watching me? Did she see me?
Yeah.
Did Mitzi see me?
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was doing that thing.
Did Tommy see me?
And then I came back from La Jolla, and I was in the parking lot, and then Tommy said, hey, you're going to open the show on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, you mean Monday? Because Sunday and Monday was open mic. And he goes, no, Tuesday. And I go, what? And he goes, you're a paid regular now. Just like out in the hallway there, the stairway up to the box.
And then did he say, Mitzi wanted it that way?
She thinks you're ready.
Yeah. What year was it?
This is, 9 years ago. Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
Because I came back here in 2002. And, and that's where we moved, me and Mishna. And I couldn't give it away, dude. I couldn't get on stage. No one gave a fuck about who I was, nothing. But for some reason, there were people at the store, young guys, who knew about me.
Right.
Who had read the book.
Yeah.
Jerusalem Syndrome.
Oh.
And had read that chapter on the store. It was sort of making the round.
What book's that?
Jerusalem Syndrome.
But what is that?
It's a book that I wrote based on a one-man show I did.
Whoa.
But there's a chapter in there on Hollywood and the Sam thing and the store that I spent a lot of time on.
Yeah.
And it's very specific. A couple of the names are changed, but it's very specific.
Right.
And there was like, it was just sort of like I had somehow been integrated into the mythology of the place.
Right.
And I think it was like, I don't know what year it was exactly, but and Tommy was there, was he?
Yeah.
I think because he started giving me spots because he knew who I was.
Right.
And I was getting respect from the door guys, but I was terrified. And then Duncan was a big fan.
Yeah. He was the talent buyer, right?
And he was the talent booker.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he says, your name up? And I'm like, it's not. He's like, I'm going to get it up.
Wow.
They're going to put names up. I'll make sure yours is up there.
Wow.
So Duncan
got
me on the wall, probably 2004, maybe somewhere around there. So that's how long from me auditioning for Mitzi in 1987 or 86.
Wow.
It took 96, 2000. It took like 15, 16 years. And I was very happy about it, but there was no ceremony. It was sort of like a low-key thing.
Yeah.
But I know it's there. It was very important to us.
I remember Omar or Cedric from At the Drive-In came down to watch me on the names night.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of friends come. They flew in.
How did you get the names?
I went down there during the day when the guy was going to paint the names on it because I knew he was going to spell it wrong. I knew he would because he had messed up Eliza Schlesinger's name, and she went ballistic.
She went ballistic?
That's what I heard. I don't know. And so I go down there during the day, and I go, it's Delray. And he goes, yeah, got it. And he starts painting, and I'm filming it because in case I ever do a documentary on Dean.
Yeah, man.
So he gets to the L, he gets to the R, and here comes the E. I go, no, Ray. And he goes, oh, fuck, I knew it. You said that. And he whipped out some can of paint thinner and wiped it off.
Good.
And Paulie was there like, yeah, he fucked it up, bro.
Paulie.
So the guy's even more nervous,
Yeah.
He painted the name and I did the set and it was fucking nuts.
I don't know. All I know is like, shit, man. I still get, resentful, and I still get, depending on how I'm feeling. But, lately, I don't think I've ever been more grounded on stage. And I just, it's just, that place, it's just part of who I am. There's nothing I can do about it. And it's been that way for a long time. And now I'm totally comfortable there, and I'm just doing the work. Like, I don't know what else to do with myself, dude. I don't know what life is made out of, but like, I'm just trying to appreciate the life I'm living.
Right.
Like I've been through a lot, and as we all have. I'm no victim, and I'm no, but like, it's weird. You can't avoid life, beating you up, and eventually, if you're lucky, you get beaten down in certain ways enough to where you're like, I'm okay.
Yeah. I'm not giving no more Sad Dean, so I don't tell those stories anymore. I'm like, here comes Sad Dean. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it like positive Dean. And
I don't. Yeah, but that's okay because you are positive to save your fucking life.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, you're one of those guys where it's sort of like, I can't stop that for too long because the darkness will engulf me. Is it? Yeah.
I mean, people, one of the main things they say is like, I love the honesty. And I'm like, yeah, you never know when Sad Dean will come out.
Yeah, it's always panicky because having grown up with a depressive, I'm very sensitive. Like, I can tell there's certain people where I can tell, like, just in like, when I'm like, what's going on? You're like, yeah. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, and then here's what you do. You go, I ain't got time for this shit today. You go, hey, I gotta get a water. And then you're gone. I'm like, hey man, I need help. I need help.
Now, come on. If you said I need help.
I know, I'm fucking with that.
Yeah. I usually, we usually end up doing something. But you're sort of like me. I may, whatever I do on stage, but like with people, I'm pretty, I kind of, I don't really ask for help that much,
Yeah.
And but like a lot of times, like I'm just like I'm dying, but I'm not depressed. I just wish that it was easier for me to let go, and just take affection or take people being nice to me. I have to learn how to appreciate that shit more.
Yeah. I was thinking about our original topic of this today was supposed to be everything's garbage. And
it's so fun we have topics planned.
Well,
on the menu.
Well, you were saying let's save
I think so.
For the next episode, but what I really started to think about, and as I do get older, is I don't think everything's garbage as much as everyone seems to be garbage. and I've noticed it since the pandemic how much people are garbage. And it's just in the small things that blow my fucking mind. Like, I'm at the coffee shop. Yeah. There's a guy in there teaching foreign languages in a coffee shop like it's his classroom. Like, get a fucking office or a house. He's in there like, tocase el estomaco. Touch my stomach. And then the student's in there like, tocase el perico. It's like, what? Dude, get the fuck out of here, coffee bean.
How many people were there?
The other guys that got all the screens set up like it's their office.
Oh, yeah. Well,
these fucking people. But a lot of people
that's just rude.
I know. That's what I'm saying. People are garbage.
But the garbage is different than rude.
Well, I always...
Garbage is somebody like, who has malicious intent.
Well...
That guy's just a little selfish and taking advantage of a situation.
It's like the person on the phone while they're ordering. Yeah, man, so I'm going to come over tonight.
That's annoying and rude. But again, it's dubious to call it garbage.
Really?
Yeah. Because I don't know them. Yeah. I've been that person. I've been self-involved. You know what I mean? I don't know always what's going on around me.
Yeah.
I've been rude to people before. I've been on the phone when I'm ordering things. Am I garbage? I don't think I'm garbage, but I'm certainly selfish and rude and inconsiderate sometimes.
But garbage sounds good.
Yeah,
like,
I
who
love
are these garbage people?
Well, garbage people are people that are like, actually polluting the cultural discourse,
well, fuck
polluting the landscape, polluting, just malignant people who are, garbage people to me are people that are part of the problem.
Right.
Those people you just annoy. I just explained to me are just annoying.
Yeah.
Where you walk in, you're like, this fucking guy.
Oh my God. I held this door open for this woman a couple days ago.
Oh, you didn't get a prize?
No, I didn't get a prize. She got one coffee. She's on the phone.
Yeah.
I hold it open for her. Nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm like, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, did you do that?
Yeah, I did. I go, you're welcome.
Bitch!
I was just like, what the fuck?
What am I? I'm a goddamn knight in shining armor here. Look
I'm a paid regular at the store.
Yeah, my name's on the wall.
I don't fucking hold the door open for you.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I don't know. That kind of stuff makes me crazy.
I guess.
The airport people.
Yeah.
The airports are out of control right now.
I've gotten really hyper sort of sensitive around this stuff and hyper empathetic when I can, because generally lately something changed for me when Lynn passed away, because as garbage people go, I can't tell you, Dean, how many people, and I was on stage with Judd and I didn't bring it up because he was asking me, he was saying to me, I'll tell you, during the pandemic, you really find out who your friends are, who calls to see how you're doing.
Yeah.
But because Lynn died and it was public, everybody in our world, called, brought food, so I got, and it just it kind of blew my mind out in terms of the appropriate way to behave when somebody has tragedy, and how many people showed up like that in the middle of a pandemic.
Right.
So and combined with her passing, I really, don't assume the surface is real. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times now, I'm like, all right, that person's annoying, but it doesn't look like it's going that well for that person.
Right.
Again, the long what did I say? The long story, Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
But it's it's not even that though. It's just sort of all right, you know what I mean? The people in glass houses kind of thing. Yeah. I've always got to go to that first. Have I done that? All right. Why am I so mad? Did I do that? I have. Yeah.
I don't think you do that for a good.
What is karma?
Couple weeks.
Right.
You tend to go in and out.
Oh, you mean with my amazing enlightened disposition? Currently?
Right. Yeah. Because you'll be like, fuck that guy. Hey, fuck you. Look at this fucking guy.
Well, okay. Sometimes when I get to the store,
I hear you.
I've over-caffeinated.
Yeah.
And
You're stuck in a little traffic.
I'm ready to get on.
Yelling at the people at the fucking Chateau Marmont.
Yeah, whatever.
That big. Fuck those people. How come I wasn't invited?
Yeah. The hats.
The hats.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Whose party is that?
Yeah.
Now we got this thing down the street from me. I don't know what it is. It's one of these things where it says it's a restaurant, but it's clearly some weird event hall, and it's and it's clearly not culturally it's. I don't want to say foreign, but I don't know what it is. But there's music coming out of there that's sort of where's this from? But it's American, but fine. But I'm I don't know what that fucking place is.
Right.
But some nights it's not open all the time, but some nights it's all lit up and there's something going on. And I'm like, what's going on there? And I swear to God, man, I'm driving by and there's a press line and I'm pretty sure it was Charo.
Charo?
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just had, I think it was Allison Mosshart on, and she was telling me, yeah, it was her. She interviewed Charo for something, and she's living in L.A.
Yeah.
And still rocking it.
Yeah. I know. I think it was her. Yeah.
How cool is Charo?
I guess she's all right. Didn't she do that? Cha cha cha. She do a little dance. All the time.
You know what? You know who came to mind for me a couple days ago? I was thinking about early funny people that really made me fucking laugh. Jonathan Winters, Bob Newhart.
Yeah.
But two dudes. One of them was Charles Nelson Riley.
Yeah.
This fucking guy made me laugh.
What, on Hollywood Squares?
Yeah, he was just great. I mean, that guy was great. Him and Paul Lynde.
Yeah.
They were amazing, these two dudes.
The two queens
Yeah,
in the Hollywood Squares.
But fully underrated, you know?
Yeah.
And also flamboyant but got, everybody dug him.
Yeah.
For some reason.
It was their bit. Yeah, it was their bit.
But even homophobes were like, Paul, it's wild. And those two guys were great.
I used to always talk about that with, I used to say that about Pete Holmes. It's if there were a center square That's what Pete should be doing.
Man, that's so funny because, when I was growing up, the soft wrist was the code for somebody being gay, which was weird.
Well, that's funny because Pete's not gay, but he's like a straight queen.
Right. So it's amazing. Instead of soft wrist, later on, it would be like, center square.
Hey, really?
Like, no, I'm saying now. It just hit me.
That's the slang?
Like, from you, thinking about it like, full center square.
It's very it's sort of homophobic code.
Yeah, those guys.
Well, I mean, I think there was something about this sort of flamboyant queen that, like, they always fit into show business. Now everything's kind of broken open and fluid, and drag is mainstreamed. But those guys are always around. They're always in movies. They're always the ones going, I know, but they're always a character actor, and I think both those guys probably started out as character actors. Well, I don't know the history of them.
Well,
Charles
Nelson Riley, just
and also, what about Rip Taylor? He's another one.
Oh yeah, he just passed away, right?
I know, I think so. Yeah.
God, but how quick and dry those guys are.
So funny
and great. You're just like, hey, these guys are comedic lightning bolts, man.
I think they both might have been stand-up performers. Wow. I don't know. We could look it up, but then that would ruin everything. It would destroy our speculation.
Yeah.
So we've done an hour 12.
Yeah. We'll get out. The pressure's on. Everybody loves 6. And they're like, 6 is the best so far. Now I'm like, oh, fuck.
No.
Now
when's it going to droop?
Now I'm like, oh, shit. But I do want to tell everybody thanks for the great emails and the shirt orders. I closed the shirt orders today just because it was just kind of out of control, just for a little bit.
You got to figure out how to open a store properly.
Right, I got to do a store, and then I'll get it. But you get your shirts next week. They'll be going out. And the Gertie. I got Gertie shirts. And
I like that Gertie design.
I got you one.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Where? In the car?
No, it'll be here on Friday.
Oh, okay.
But come see me at the Punchline in Sacramento. Where are you at, Mark? I'm there at Punchline this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I'm going to Denver next week, but they're all sold out.
Okay. Oh.
It's not that big a place.
Yeah. How many shows you doing?
5.
5 at the Comedy Works.
Straight road work.
Thursday,
Friday, Saturday.
Tell Wendy I said hi. I love her.
Okay, I will.
And then I'll be in New York August 9th through the 14th. Pretty much at the Stand.
I guess I could plug those Phoenix dates.
Yeah, plug those, dudes.
I don't know. I think one of them sold out. But, here we go. Stand Up Live in Phoenix. They just added a 13th, August 13th. I think the 12th might be sold out. But we added the next day, too, the 13th. I don't know, man. I hope all this works out. I think I just heard that I might get some sort of offer for a fairly high-profile acting gig. So we'll see.
Whoa, film or TV?
Mini, what do you call it? The something series. The what do you call them?
Oh yeah,
not mini series, but they're called. What I always forget.
Yeah, like on Netflix or something.
Yeah. I think it's. What is it called though?
Epilogue? What do they call that?
No, there's just something series. It's not, but it's not like a mini series. That's the old terminology. Now it's hold on.
Oh God, shit,
motherfucker!
Look it up.
I'm just tired of my brain not working properly. And I don't even know why there's certain things it just won't do. Let's see. It is. He did use miniseries.
Hilarious.
We'll see.
All right. Well, also leave reviews, and next week I'll read some more of the reviews because they've been pretty fucking good.
Yeah, no, people like it, man. And
they do like it.
Yeah, and I think this one. Let's not get too self-conscious. Had a good arc. We talked about some.
No, I liked it a lot. I'm just saying. Right, I was telling somebody yesterday. I go, "This is so funny." I was telling somebody, I go, I mean, I just want it to be good all the time because I think I might have something good here with Mark. And people are digging it. I've never got this kind of response. And they go, yeah, now you know how Chappelle felt on the 3rd season. I go, no, that's a fucking $50 million deal. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's still pressure in showbiz. I go, no, it's not even the same.
Said, it's exactly like that. I sold 52 shirts and a lot of pressure.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, in some people's minds, it was the same level as Chappelle's problems. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah. No, we've got a very special bunch of fans.
The Fonzies. I call them the Fonzies.
Oh, you got the Fonzies?
Yeah, the Fonzies.
Okay, good.
Be a Fonzie.
Now I know we got Fonzie. I used to call them the girlfriends on the couch.
Oh.
On my IG. Girlfriends on the couch.
Girlfriends on the couch. Oh, all right.
All right, buddy.
All right.